to this beat.
Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you choose to get your podcast, you can find your man, Captain Will. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I want to thank everyone who has become a member. I appreciate all the love. We are growing as a channel. We are growing as a platform. And I say we because it is you and me. Both of us are growing, and I could not be more happier. We are doing a members only YouTube chat on Monday at 8:00 p.m. for any gold members specifically. Yo, email me your information so I can make sure I get you this dope t-shirt. Hit me up at capscorner@yahoo.com. We got a good one today, y'all. We are talking about Camilla Cardoza. We're talking about Camilla Cardoza. Camilla Cardoza is continuing to play well, continue to play well after she came back from, the Olympic qualifying tournament. And she has been playing well through 25 games, okay? Through 25 games of the season, she's been playing well. And she needs to get her flowers, and we need to appreciate, that's the key word. Appreciate what Camilla Cardoza is doing for the Gamecocks. We need to appreciate, because I know we spoil. I know we spoiled as Gamecock fans. I know we are. We expect to beat everybody by 30, 40 points every single game, but it doesn't happen that way. I know we expect to hit every layup, but it doesn't happen that way. I know we expect to hit every bunny, hit every free throw, all these things that we expect, that we have these unbelievable expectations for these beautiful girls, but they don't always happen. But at the end of the day, we're number one in the AP poll. We're number one in net rating. We're top 4 in offensive rating. We're number 1 in defense. And we are what's the term? Barnstorming. We are stomping with the big dogs toward another undefeated regular season, undefeated SEC schedule. We are going towards that way. Only a few games left. Now we got a big game against Alabama. at 7:00 on Thursday night. Big game. But Camilla Cardoza has been the catalyst. She's been the catalyst for our basketball team this year. She has. This is her first year start. Last year, she came off the bench, ended up being the 6th woman SEC player of the year. Got that accolade, okay? Averaged almost a double-double last season coming off the bench. Well, this season, she is manning the center position, and she's been doing very, very well. And the question is going to be, when those accolades happen after the SEC season ends, the questions are going to be is, who is going to be the SEC player of the year? Those are going to be the questions. Well, I ain't no question for me. And then, to me, it's an easy choice. And I'm gonna go through, the criteria. Captain Will's criteria. That's your lesson for today. Captain Will's criteria for SEC Player of the Year. Okay, though we're gonna go through it. We're gonna break it down. And first thing, when we break it down, who should be the SEC Player of the Year? I'm only looking at teams that are 500 or better in SEC play. Those are the teams I'm looking at. So in my mind, the way I break stuff down, wins and losses matter. Okay, wins and losses matter. So if you are under 500 in SEC play, in my humble opinion, you don't deserve to be SEC Player of the Year because your team ain't doing well. I value wins. I value who's the best. I don't value astronomical statistics when you're playing for a bum team. I don't value that. I don't value that because the worst team will have a player who's averaging 17 points, 18 points, 12 rebounds, those type things. I don't value empty stats. That don't make no mind to your boy, Captain Will. You look at the 360th team in Division I. You got somebody on that team who's averaging double figures in points and double figures in rebounds. Does that make them a conference player of the year ready? No. I value wins and losses, and I value competition. So that's the first thing. You have to be on a squad that is 500 or better. Second thing. You have to play 21 minutes or more. 21 minutes or more. The game is 40 minutes long. You got to play 21 minutes or more in a basketball game. Okay? Those are the criteria. We have to look at that because, and I say 21 minutes or more because you got some players who play 35 minutes. You got to play 37 minutes. You got some players like on our basketball team, the leading in terms of points. I believe it's Raven Johnson with 32 minutes in SEC play. So it's a delicate balance. It's a delicate balance because when you got a team like South Carolina who has so much depth and so much talent, and we don't play 6 players like some other teams do. So we got those teams that play 6 or 7 players and they're averaging a whole bunch of minutes. Okay. So the criteria is 21 minutes or more in order to be my SEC player of the year. Okay. The last one is I'm only looking at SEC stats. The straight up SEC stats. And you're like, Cam Will, obviously it's an SEC player of the year, but so why would you count games and, when you play Mississippi State or Mississippi Valley State, or you played Clemson, or you played Francis Marion, or you played some culinary arts school, or you played some Job Corps team? Those stats don't matter to me. That don't matter to me. I'm just talking about specifically SEC play. Because when we look at the totality of these awards, they take into account all of it. When you're watching a basketball game, it says the season stats for player A. Okay, they ain't talking about, and they're not bringing out, but they're not letting them know that they played 3 back-to-back games against teams that was ranked 300 or more. You know what I'm saying? They're not taking that into account. So with me, I like I said before when I started, competition matters, and so we only look at conference play. So Camila Cardoza in conference play. We talk about 26 points. We're talking about a double-double and 14 points, 10 rebounds. Camila Cardoza, 2 assists, 3 block shots, and only 2 turnovers per basketball game. 6'7" center out of Brazil. Okay, she's been amazing all year. Okay, and 56% from the field, 61% from the free throw line. Ladies and gentlemen, Camila Cardoza has been straight up amazing this season. And we just talking about conference play. If we add in the other stats from all those other games, you're talking about the stats are even better, but just conference play. And what's cool is her offensive rating is very high in SEC play. You're talking about 120.6, okay? 120.6. But what sets Camila Cardoza apart from the potential other SEC player of the year candidates is her defense. For players who play 21 minutes per game or more, Camila Cardoza is the best defensive player in the SEC. 21 minutes or more. Okay. If I factor in 19, 20 minutes, you talking about Ashlyn Watkins is up in there, who I think gonna increase in the criteria as the SEC play continues on. But Camila Cardoza right now is number 1 in defense in the SEC, and it ain't even close. The closest person, real talk, the closest person who fits the criteria to go up against the Camila Cardoza in terms of defense, okay, is our own Raven Hollywood Johnson. Raven Hollywood Crockpot Johnson has a defensive rating of 79.8. Okay. She's the closest one in terms of defense to Camila Cardoza. So you have a balance of Camila Cardoza, who's really good offensively, who is dynamic defensively. And the closest player to her defensively happens to be a teammate. How crazy is that? And then if you put in Ashlyn Watkins, whose defensive rating right now is 70.9, which is 4 points better than Camila Cardoza, you see why we got the best defensive team in the country. You see why. You see why. So Camila Cardoza right now, today, February the 20th, 2024, is the best all-around player in the SEC. And I got to say, the best all-around player in the SEC, because another rule to Captain Will's SEC Player of the Year is you have to play defense. Defense matters. I know it don't matter to a whole lot of these other Player of the Year awards when we do the All-American teams and all these different conference teams. Defense don't matter. They don't care about no defense. They just care about how many three-pointers you shot, how many points you scored, things of that nature. They don't care about no defense. That's not even factored into the equation. It has no consideration for any of these accolades. None. Not at all. Not at all. And have no consideration whatsoever. So, but in Captain Will's format, and Captain Will's talk about SEC Player of the Year, we're gonna talk about Defensive Player of the Year and first team All-American, first team All-SEC and All-American, all these different things, in the future. But today we just talking about SEC Player of the Year and Camila Cardoza and why she should be the SEC Player of the Year. Okay, we're gonna talk about that and the players. The players, real talk. We're going to talk about LSU. Let's talk about LSU. Let's talk about LSU, digging in LSU. Because I'm going to say, because you got people just look at stats. You got people look at stats. And you look at stats, and the first thing that comes to mind is Angel Reese. That's the first thing that comes to mind is Angel Reese. And probably next to Caitlin Clark, the most famous women's basketball player in college basketball right now. 1 and 2, okay? And she has had a good year. She's had a good year. Offensively, she's averaging, 19 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, but 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers a basketball game, 48% from the field, 76% from the free throw line. Okay, she's having a really good basketball season for LSU. Okay, she's playing 33 minutes a game. That's 7 more minutes than Camila Cardoza's average. So you playing 7 more minutes a game, your stats going to be a little higher than Camila Cardoza. But with that being said, their offensive rating is pretty accurate, pretty close. Angel Reese is a little bit better, 122.9, But the thing that sets it apart is the defense. The defense. Angel Reese defensive rating is 84.8. 84.8. Let's say that right there, 84.8. Camila Cardoza is 74 and some change. That is huge. Huge when we are trying to develop the all-around best player. The all-around best player, because if defense matters, and we say defense wins championships, right? Defense wins championships. So if defense matters, you got a situation with Angel Reese, who's not as good defensively as a Camila Cardoza, not even the same spectrum as Camila Cardoza in terms of defense. Offense, she's a tad bit better. Defense is not even a question mark. So when you factor in the totality of a basketball player, and we ain't talking about no two-way player, this old thing, this newfangled talk that people talk about, two-way player. No such thing. When y'all watch the TV and all these different things, you say, oh, such and such is a really good two-way player. You shake the head. Say, Cam Will say, this is what you say. Cam Will say, ain't no such thing as a two-way player. This is such thing as a basketball player or not a basketball player. Okay, stop focusing just on offense. Media, stop focusing just on offense and focus on the whole complete player. Defense matters. If defense doesn't matter, South Carolina wouldn't be ranked number 1 in the country. Okay? It wouldn't be ranked number 1 in the country. Not at all. So Angel Reese is having a solid, really good season, but she is not having a better season as a all-around player than Camila Cardoza. You might talk about Anissa Morrow, the transfer from DePaul, who spurned us and decided to go to LSU and not South Carolina. Well, she's having a good season as well. Matter of fact, by a couple of metrics, she's having a better season than Angel Reese. Real talk. She's having a better season than Angel Reese. Her offensive rating is 121.3, just a tick below Angel Reese, but her defense is better, 82.2. And overall, she's averaging a whole bunch of minutes, 35 minutes, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 turnovers, shooting 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and 82% from the free throw line. But again, what sets Anisha Morrow for Camila Cardoza is defense. Defense. Don't let nobody else tell you that. Defense. Camila Cardoza reigns supreme over these other players who are a little bit better on the offensive end. Now, you got Anisha Morrow averaging 35 minutes, 17 points. She's only averaging 3 more points than our very own Camila Cardoza while playing about 9 more minutes. Okay? She's only averaging 1 more rebound, just 1 more, while averaging 9 more minutes. Camila Cardoza has been dominant this SEC season. She has. And it's been so great to see. It's been so great. So I don't know when the things come out and they do the SEC player or whatever, and so Anisha Morrow gonna be in the conversation. You're gonna have Angel Reese in the conversation. You're gonna have Jewel Spear from Tennessee gonna be in the conversation. And the reason she's gonna be in the conversation because of her offensive prowess this season. The girl don't turn over the ball. She averaging less than 1 turnover per basketball game. Less than 1, averaging double figures, averaging about 4 assists per basketball game. And Tennessee is a really good team. It's a really good team. They're a really good team. But when you're talking about the Jewel Spear and you talk about Rickea Jackson, like Cam Will, why are you not talking about Rickea Jackson? Here's the reason why I'm not talking about Rickea Jackson. Rickea Jackson takes a lot of shots. She makes good amount of points. She gets a solid number of rebounds, right? I think her offensive rating is only like 98, 99, because she commits a lot of turnovers. She commits a lot of turnovers, and that factors in as well. And also why I'm not mentioning, Rickea Jackson, the 5th-year senior who's predicted to be the top 5 player in the WNBA, is she has one of the worst defensive ratings in the conference. So I have to look at my eyes, but also have to look at the stats as well. She's one of the worst defenders in the conference in her position. So I can't say that she a candidate for SEC Player of the Year just because she averaging 17 points or 18 points and about 9 rebounds. I can't say that because on the other end, she's still giving up 17 points and 9 or 10 rebounds as well. Defense matters. Don't let them trick you in saying it does not. It matters. And we are blessed. We are so blessed that we have a player in the vein of a Camila Cardoza, who is a all-around basketball player who happens to be 6'7" and is a senior. She don't make every shot, y'all. She will never make every shot. Sometimes it don't look the way you want it to look. But at the end of the day, you are looking at the best all-around player in the SEC on February the 20th, and she happens to play on our basketball team. Last time out, she had 16 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 block shots. The girl played a crazy game. And then I hear comments, she should have did this better. She should have did this better. Well, damn it, I'm tired of that. I am tired of so many people talking about what Camila Cardoza can't do when she does more than any other player in the SEC. I'm just saying, because we never give her credit for the defense that she plays. I do. And I will continue to stand on the table and talk about how good defensively Camila Cardoza is. That is one of the proponents, or that is one of the reasons that Cardoza is going to be a high-level player in the WNBA. It ain't because of her offense, although her offense is solid and her offense will translate into the W. It's because of her defense. Her defense. She is the best defensive center in the country. She will be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year in the country, y'all. In the country. We are losing sight of what's the term called? The forest between the trees? Is that it? Which I don't even understand that. The forest between the trees. What the hell that mean? The forest between the trees? We say some crazy stuff. And when you break it down, it's like, what? We don't even know what it means. We don't even know what it means. I don't know what that means. Maybe y'all know what it means, because I don't know what it means. At the end of the day, Camila Cardoza is one of the better players in the country. And if we don't celebrate Camila Cardoza like we supposed to celebrate Camila Cardoza, who actually came out being the co-player of the week this week for SEC, I am getting sick and tired of South Carolina players getting co-player of this and co-player of that. It ain't ordinary. We stop doing that. Stop doing that. Camila Cardoza showed up this week, and she should have been the player of the week for the SEC. Because if competition matters and stats matters and ratings matters, all this stuff, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close this week. She should have got her flowers this week, singularly being the SEC player of the week. I don't want to see this mess no more. I'm seeing MiLaysia Fulwiley, co-freshman of the week. I'm seeing Te-Hina Paopao, co-player. I don't want to see this mess no more. I don't want to see this mess no more. We number one for a reason. We the best team in the country. We're the best team defensively. We're top 4 offensively. I'm tired of seeing all this mess. Give us our full flowers. I want the whole bouquet. I don't want like 1 or 2 flowers. I want the whole thing. Give these ladies their flowers. Stop doing that mess. I don't want to see none of that stuff. No more. Camila Cardoza, I look forward to seeing you on Thursday night, continuing your stellar play against Alabama, because we need you. We need you to be that Brazilian queen that we need and on Thursday, and continue on being undefeated in SEC play, extend this winning streak, and continue stomping towards a national championship. This concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like it. Make sure you share it. Make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, y'all. Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and especially YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, you are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go. Let's go.